Well, good afternoon, and it's great to be able to bring another encouragement to you from the Bible. One of the great things about spring and now we're in spring is not just the bees and the flowers, but also just the fact there's more light. Isn't it wonderful that there's more light around and the days are longer and it's not as gloomy as it used to be, and the clocks went back this last weekend. And that really kind of reminds me of the reading which I had this morning. And that comes from Revelation chapter 21 and verse 23. And in the book of Revelation, it's just presenting a glorious picture in this chapter of the people of God at the end of time, when God has brought to an end all the troubles of this world. And he shines his glory upon his people. And this is the way that it describes the people as a city of the people of God. And it says this: "And the city has no need of sun or moon to shine on it, for the glory of God gives it light, and its lamp is the Lamb." Now, why is that encouraging? Well, it's encouraging because, like we said about the fact that it's springtime now, the sun at certain times of year can seem dimmer and life can seem more gloomy. And yet the glory of God never fades, it never diminishes, it's never lesser at one moment. There is no longer any light at that time. It will only be pure joy for all eternity for the people of God. They will never go through the vale of tears or the valley of shadow of difficulty or death anymore, for it will be completely wiped away at that time. And the great thing about the God of the Bible is he is consistent and unchanging. And so they can have confidence that when they are finally with him in the end of days, that they will forever be in the joy and the glory of God will shine upon them forever. Well, why is our world full of darkness right now, you may ask? Because when we look around us, there's a lot of darkness and there's a lot of shadow in our world, especially at the moment. And so I just want us to look a little bit at what the Bible says about that, because in John 3:19, it speaks about humankind's attitude towards light and darkness in the spiritual sense. It says this: "People loved the darkness rather than the light because their works were evil." Now, one of the reasons there's darkness and evil in the world, according to the scriptures, is because human beings love darkness rather than light. That because mankind has turned his back upon God, we want nothing to do with the eternal light who created this world. Darkness has entered into our world and evil has entered into our world. And because of that, we see all of the tragedy that unfolds on a daily basis in the world around us. You see, when Jesus came to rescue us from this world, from the darkness and evil that we see around us, he did not simply come to rescue us from the external darkness of the world. Primarily, what he came to do was to rescue us from the internal evil that we all face, you and I, the things we do wrong, the ways that we treat other people that we shouldn't treat other people. You see, the Bible calls that sin. And this is why Jesus came into the world, to bear the penalty that we deserve, to take all the judgment of God upon himself, so that we could come out of the darkness and into the light, so that we would no longer have the punishment and penalty upon us for the wrong that we've done, and instead that it was put on Jesus, that he would bear our darkness into death, and that we could become children of the light. What wonderful good news that is, and what an encouragement that is. Just as we see the seasons changing right now, it reminds us, just as the winter is going, but the summer is coming, there will be a day for the people of God when summer everlasting will break upon their lives, and they will be with God's Lamb, God's people, forever. I hope that's an encouragement to you.